4 and 5 room flats in Woodlands and 4 room flats in Sin Ming Bishan were the most popular choices for the recent BTO exercise in December 2023. In particular, the Bishan Sin Ming one was 2.8 times oversubscribed. Now, I actually went to dig up for poll results, and indeed, Bishan turned out to be the most popular location. And by the way, demand for all the rest of the other projects in December 2023's exercise was kind of muted. So it kind of says a bit on our property sentiment, correct? But today, we'll discuss exactly why Bishan is a smart choice for your first flat. Hi guys, welcome back. Today we'll break down this whole discussion in a few key parts. The first is what's this good thing about Bishan that you need to know of, and what is good also in the Bishan resale market for HDB flats. But first, we'll start off with the BTO recent results, correct? I'm going to lump Bishan and Sin Ming residences as one. And let me show you some details of it, just in case you haven't followed up with recent news. This hot BTO project, Sin Ming Residences, is actually near Jadescape Condo. I don't know if you know about Jadescape, but it is one of our most profitable condo launches in the last 5 years. Reporters have mentioned that this Bishan BTO flat is likely going to see spillover demand from those who are hoping to live in mature estates but did not want to apply for BTO flats under the PLH model. PLH is the prime housing model, and in a nutshell, the PLH model has longer MOP periods and certain rules when it comes to selling. So this Bishan BTO just sits outside the PLH and is still a standard BTO flat. Let me take you on a quick tour to see what is happening around there. If I'm not wrong, this is the empty plot that this Bishan BTO will be built on. It seems to be beside MTech building, and the times I've gone there is to go to LTA as well as to do my car at Vicom Sin Ming. This area again is not too near the Bishan MRT, but it's still served by other MRT lines. And if you're thinking what is the price, I've actually done the homework for you, and these are the numbers. You would see that this Bishan BTO 4-room flat starts from 519,000. We'll focus on 4-room flats because that's the more popular choice. These flats also have a shorter waiting time, SWT, which is a term for flats less than 4 years for completion. It is projected that this will be ready in 2 years and 8 months, which is 2027, versus some other flats which will require another 1 to 2 more years. Now, based on that fact, I'll definitely give it a 5 stars already, because for any young couple, if you buy a BTO and get your wedding done, you'll either be living with parents or you have to rent a flat. Renting a flat is very expensive. Or the worst case is after marriage, you stay apart still. But from my own experience, I definitely advocate for staying together. I think life is finite. Spend every day, every week, every month, every year with your newlywed other half, then waste it staying with parents. So if you don't stay with parents, rent a flat, pay the cost, and start that couple life together. So for my preference, I would definitely like this a lot because it will save me 1 to 2 years in rental cost, correct? Which means also, if this costs an extra 20,000, I'll take it in a heartbeat. By the way, when you get your flat earlier, you also reach your MOP, minimum occupancy period, earlier. This is vitally important. If you are newlywed, you need to understand that in Singapore, it is almost a certain to make a gain from a BTO sale. Later I'll show you real numbers. So the faster you can clear this cycle of MOP, the faster you can do your upgrade or to cash out from the BTO itself. It's no longer a secret already. And I'll just put it plain and square here because we are a finance channel, correct? So this faster MOP is a big plus. And also in that chart, we realize that the average selling price for 4-room flat in Bishan is 618,000 to 800,000. Really? I actually think this is an underestimate. But again, this is published publicly. I had to do some homework because I'm skeptical. And I've actually found this, which is a research by 99.co and SRX. In their report, a Bishan 4-room flat for those that are above 20 years is 655,000 already. But those that are less than 20 years have a median resale price of $1,064,000. Wow. Maybe this is median, the other is mean, which is average. But I really think that perhaps the average has to be closer to 900,000 than 618 to 800,000. So as you can see, Bishan flats are pretty expensive, correct? And stay tuned a bit further because I'll cover on the resale segment, which is actually where I bought my HDB flat when I was a newlywed. I've actually sold away my flat already at a small profit. And if you're keen to find out stories, look for links above. And it was actually done with Oh My Home, who's today's sponsor. Right now, Oh My Home has this new promotion for you, which is actually the HomerAI. Claim your $5 NTUC voucher with my referral links. Within it, you can actually find out how much your home is actually worth. And when I imputed my previous home, I actually found a valuation of $434,000 with a click of a button. Not just that, you can actually learn how much your neighbors have sold their home for. In this screenshot, you can actually see transaction prices in a glance. And at the bottom is actually my previous unit that sold at $437,000. I've actually covered away the address, but if you're curious, sign up with HomerAI today and you can actually see the details over there. With HomerAI, you can get to know your neighbor's selling price and keep track of all the recent transaction trends around your location. You can also use the calculators to find out your cash proceeds and also learn about your affordability if you're looking to sell and buy a new home. As always, look my referral links below and get your sign-up vouchers today. Now let's get back to the discussion point. I want to focus on resale flat in Bishan for a first home. We already know that the BTO flat in Bishan, as what I've been presenting to you, is likely going to be a big windfall. But what if you can't get that lucky lottery win? What if you have to go in the resale market because you can't wait 2 years and 8 months still? Then let me show you some data that suggests it's also still favorable. This is a finding by Stack Homes, fantastic research, and it shows for 4-room flats in the age group of 20 to 29, you would realize that Ang Mo Kio and Bishan are in the top 3 for flat price growth in the last 3 years, correct? Clocking total gains of 40% plus. Wow. Could that be Prime Minister's effect? But let's not get into politics. Let's look at data because this clearly shows that Bishan Ang Mo Kio flats are popular. They are not the cheapest really, but they are still appreciating faster than many parts in Singapore. This tells me also, if you buy a 4-room resale flat, and even if market cycles go up and down, being in Bishan definitely still seems, at current trend, a very good idea, correct? And not just that, I have to bring this up. Bishan has a lot of $1 million HDB flats. It's been making news headlines, and one of which is actually this DBSS flat that sold at $1.43 million. Of course, this number has been cracked already, and this is a DBSS, not a 4-room flat. But if the topic is about $1 million flats, let me show you next statistics of where Singapore's $1 million flats reside. For October 2023, Bishan sits atop that list with $7 million transactions. $1 million HDB flats are going to be a norm. And this reinforces, even if you buy a resale Bishan flat as a first home, it is possible that you can still make a gain from it. There is still a market where someone would pay more than $1 million very easily in Bishan. If you have learned something from today's discussion, help me smash the like button and share this for someone who's looking for a first home, because these insights hopefully can shape their perspectives and change their lives positively. Let me next touch on the other reason why I rate Bishan so highly as a parent is because it's near many good schools. Young parents understand this. When we ballot for primary schools, it's a very stressful period. There are many parents who move houses just to get to good schools because a good school would suggest a leg up for your child. It's a bit like swimming. If you're swimming against the current, it's a bit harder. If you're swimming with the current, things can get a bit smoother. Of course, there's many angles to this point of view, but in general, I guess many parents do understand that merit. So what are good primary schools around Bishan, correct? Firstly, let's highlight Catholic High School. I know of parents who are willing to send their kids there and willing to take a school bus that takes half an hour. Catholic High School Primary is actually very near Bishan BTO. Whether it's 1 kilometer or not, I'm not too sure, but I think as long as it's near enough and your kid studies there, it's just a short bus ride. What other good schools in Bishan area include Aitong and CHIJ St. Nicholas. So in conclusion, it seems that if you can get that Bishan BTO, it's a sure gain. In fact, I'll probably stick my head out and say that on average, it has to be at least a 200,000 gain. I'm that confident. And if you can't get that lottery win and get that Bishan BTO, getting a Bishan resale HDB flat as your first home still looks to have a lot of merits. Good primary schools, price seems to be able to appreciate, as I've shown in the data that I've presented in this whole discussion. That is why I would say Bishan is a smart choice. With that, that's all of today's discussion, and invite you to this video that I did, which relates to huge gains from a condo sale that was $770,000. Check it out. It's a full series that I think if you're a home buyer, it would have useful insights. I'll sign off from here.